The school had been engaged in STEM and project-based learning since 2015. We'd spent quite a number of years upskilling the staff and the students as participants in learning together. And as part of that process, we decided not to focus on the actual physical space of our environment nor the furniture, but rather the pedagogy. And after a number of years, we reached a place and a space where the pedagogical practice in the school was very firm, that the children were learning and leading their own learning within the school, and the community was slowly coming on board. What we discovered through a school refurbishment project with assets was that we had two key spaces in the school that weren't being used at all, and we couldn't see that there was learning happening in the space. There was lots of busyness about the space, but no active learning outcomes. So as part of the process, we decided that we would investigate with the students leading the investigations and the research, and they built research teams to look at why it was that the library, as it stood, and an old hall were being underutilised or were being used mainly for games. The students then visited in teams the local preschool, and they looked at learning spaces, how the children were learning within and outdoors in each environment. The children researched what kindergarten to year 2 were doing within our existing space in the school. Another research team interviewed and collected data for the year 3 to 6 students. A final team interviewed parents, and we worked through a process of generating ideas with the children, taking photographs, documenting children's responses, and actually photographing the physical areas and space within the school.
So we started off with learning about the learning modes, so learning how different bits of furniture and ways that buildings are set out can affect the way you learn. And then I was lucky enough to be able to go to Sydney and visit Google and Linfield Learning Village to look at how they've used learning modes in their spaces, and if they haven't, to see where we could involve that in ours. And in Google we saw different spaces that they could learn and stuff that we could involve in our spaces that we're doing at our school.
We then enlisted the help of SLEC and started to bring the advisor to the table where the children were able to present their data. We had a whole community function, so all children remained behind at school and worked in an area within the school. And their role was to present the ideas that they had collected. And in so doing, we invited key personnel throughout the region who were architects, structural engineers, designers, interior designers, furniture companies. So anyone who we considered to be a stakeholder in our program was invited to come along, and with that bring their own ideas and access the information the children had collected and give feedback. After 2 days, the children came together. They had spent much time collaborating, analysing what they were doing, self-assessing and peer assessing, providing feedback, and accessing the experts that we had available on the day. Each group designed and built 12 models. The models were 3D and built to scale, or they used a form of technology. The children then demonstrated the key features by doing a pitch to the group as to why their model was the best, and the design features the model held, and also the criteria that they were referencing in terms of what the other students at the school had indicated they needed in both of those hubs.
Over here, there's a bunch of seats and tables. This one has a lot of the modes in it because it's good for discussion, group work, or independent work if you just want to, everyone just has their own cushion and works. And the best thing is, when students are discussing what they're going to do with their work, there's already whiteboards set up here, so the teachers can call them up front, just call all the students while they're all together, and do some guided or explicit learning.
In this corner, once you've walked through the door, this is going to be a breakout room with glass walls, and there's going to be a bookshelf right there, and then lots of storage space. And then there's glass walls along here as well. And then there's bean bags over here and here. And then there's a fish tank over there. And this space can be used for all learning modes.
What happened then was the children then had a popular choice, and we narrowed it down to 3 models for each of the 2 environments. The key design elements of each and the children will meet together, and we'll then use our experts to start the actual design and refurbishment for the rebuild.